So, last time you were about to travel down the River Vena to Cordycia, which is like the capital city of Full Sail. But you were distracted by Hot Air Balloon, which you followed it. You saved a sort of air ganassi inventor, posh lady from some Mero who shot down her balloon. Um, you got rid of her pretty quickly, though. She was very interesting. Um, you sailed down the river, went through the settlement at the top. You went to Rill's family's bakery, where Babette had a bit of an awkward moment with Rill's family, but I think it played out all for the best in the end. Somehow Babette started to trust Rill more, I think. I guess you can never know with Babette. Um, and then you went along to the Sweet Retreat, Sing Song's favorite tavern in the whole of the world. But it's a bit dashed by some ne'er-do-wells who were got in a conflict with Rosina and his new PC, this little halfling woman. But you quickly dealt with them. Two of them are dead. The other one got knocked unconscious, and you don't really know what they've done for bodies, but much. Brill and Hepatra had tender moment. I guess Hepatra's having difficulty coming to terms with her injuries and the fact that she died, and well, we don't really know what's going on there. Then you went into Sweet Retreat proper. You hired another hireling, Crot, the turtle, who pretty much decimated a guy with his bow. And I will move you over to where we left off, where you were sort of all just sitting around, having a little sort of some decadent delicacies. And shall I describe a room for you so you can remember sort of what happened, or is there anything else I forgot that you'd like to add in before we start?
I think so.
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. So, in this room where you're chowing down, you obviously have in the top right-hand corner dwarf and halfling that you saw at Bilgewater. He is an inquisitor, and that is his sort of manservant. People you haven't seen before, this lady up here, who shows she slink back in the corner of the room, and in shadowy purple robes, and she's sort of just leaning back and kind of just like her gaze is just going around the room, looking at people. And then this Fire Ganassi Ardenae woman here, who's dressed elegantly and just sort of smouldering in the center of the room. She's got a very regal bearing, and she's dressed in a flowing dress, which is complementing her blazing hair. It was probably, it's about evening, so 6, 7 o'clock-ish.
So what was our plan again?
I think from what Babette said last time, you were going to have a meeting at the night, and that's why you had to pay Rosina a bit more money.
Yeah.
And then you were going to come up with exploring Ferra and Sangua to try and hire other people. Mm-hmm. I'll just remind you what's in each one. So if you go to Full Sail. I put the main sort of buildings that you've heard about in each of these settlements. You've got Ferra, which is sort of an iron district, and you've heard about the Hammer and Anvil Tavern. You've also heard of the Heemstone Ascendancy Embassy, where someone told you that there's probably quite a lot of good recruits there. In Sangua, which is sort of a town of blood, and sort of that's where all the butchery goes on, but it's also where the Arena Carnium is, where you could get to pick up some gladiators. And apparently there's a place there called the Weeping Blade Tavern as well, where all the sort of roughnecks hang out. And then in Panem, you've got Potion Pantry, which Real's dad told you about, Stormcroft's Bakery, and obviously Sweet Retreat. Each one of these has marketplaces that do specific things. So if you want to go to a market in either one of these, I can tell you what you can probably get from there.
Okay. Need to write down who's in each team.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Rill would like to go and speak to this Fire Genasi, this Ardenay.
Hey,
What was that turtle called again, Kieran? Sorry.
He was called Krott, K-R-U-O-T-T.
Thank you.
So Rill says to his table fellows, excuse me a second, I'm just going to go speak, or try to speak to that lady over there. I haven't seen another Fire Genasi.
Okay.
Be right back.
Also, by the way, what's with these health bars? Why are they so
I
weird?
it's awesome. I love them.
Oh, I don't know. They're round.
I like the shadowiness for the empty bits of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, quite nice.
Rill will walk to the other side of the table so the woman can see him.
Yeah, so
Say,
she's
yep.
sort of like looking at these people, but you like physically block her view at this time, and she's like, "Oh, I wonder how long it would take you to come over. It's not often I see one of our ilk in here."
I was
Or
thinking
anyone.
just the same thing. Do you mind if I sit?
Of course not. My name is Seraphina.
Rill, at Stormcrest.
And what brings you into this lovely establishment? And she looks over at Geyser.
Yeah, Rill turns to look at Geyser as well. And says, I think it's a particular favourite of my friends over there. I'm also travelling with this eclectic bunch, and he waves it over towards Gylfi and Babette and Rosina as well.
Give a little wave back.
Yeah, Seraphina would give a demure wave over in your direction. She's like, "Oh, so you're an adventurer, are you?"
That sounds very grand. But yeah, I guess that would be a way to describe it. We've gone around the lake a bit and helped some folk. Now we're back on our adventures. May I ask the same of you? What brings you here?
Well, I am a noble of Full Sail. My parents were Aquans, and this is one of their favourite places. I never particularly followed in the footsteps of Firebrand, as you are, but it's nice to see some of us taking up that mantle.
Yeah. It's incredible. My parents are Aquans too. They run the Stormcroft Bakery.
Oh yes, I have heard of it, but I've never been. It must be worth trying. I'm surprised I haven't heard of it. If they use you as a mascot or something.
Yeah, they did when I was younger, but I kind of scrabbled away from that in my teenage years and took to the water against my better judgment. Been kind of traveling and hopping between things ever since. You're here alone?
Yes, I don't live far away, and I guess it's my regular. I do a lot of studying in here when I can get books from the Glass Tower, that is.
Oh, how often do you head to the Glass Tower?
Oh, I haven't been myself, but I have ordered books from there before. They obviously don't like learning them out. They prefer them safe in the tower itself, but they make an exception for my family.
Wow, it's impressive. I hate to make the conversation linear, but you said it's not often you see one of our kind, I guess. Have you seen many in your time here at Full Sail?
Well, very few, but I am one to seek them out. It is what my research concerns, after all.
Oh, Real probably leans forward in his seat with that. You're researching something about our people?
Yes, I'm particularly interested in why Fire Ganassi or Ardenae are vested with so much power, and yet our population is so small. When you think of someone as powerful as Firebrand, there's been no other individuals like him. I'm trying to discern why.
Have you come to any ideas yet?
No, it's difficult. I don't know the manifestations of the Sundering once the veil broke. But we are unlike any other race in the Shattered Lake. It all seems rather curious, especially when one of us is deemed eternal. The memories we have, it all seems strange. I've been researching Firebrand extensively, or as least extensively as I can from here.
This is incredible. I'm really glad we ran into each other. I've always had so many questions, and it sounds like you did the smart thing and actually took those questions to a place of learning and tried to get some answers. I've just kind of been bumbling along.
Well, I was born with privilege, and many of our brothers and sisters aren't. Those of the Ganassi born into slavery.
Yeah, that's awful to imagine.
Though our kind in those societies does do rather well, chosen as advisors for the most, and she just doesn't know how to say an orc title.
Right. I bet that comes with some guilt, though, if you're risen up above your family just because you were born different. Wow. I mean, is there anything I could do to help? Or is there a research newsletter I could sign up to?
Well, I don't suppose you're on your way to the Glass Tower?
Not immediately, but soon. I do want to head there.
She looks at you, and she looks around at Babette and Gilfie.
Babette's climbed up onto the bar stool and is chatting to this barmaid.
And Gilfie's just sitting there sipping the was it the Aryan wine, wasn't it, or something? Just just reminiscing a little bit.
Show you again. Okay. If you're adventurous, surely you're capable of an escort? I could tell you much about Firebrand. It's all I really know, to be honest.
You'd want to travel with us to the Pearl?
Well, then I have unlimited access and I get there easily. This also breaks me out of this gilded cage.
I will have to run it by the guys, but I mean, that sounds great. He kind of leans in a little bit. To be honest, if you want to break off a piece of that gilded cage, it would probably go a long way to convincing them. My friend on the bar stool is keen on the shiny things.
Yes, Slope Kaffir are a strange race. So kindly, yet so obsessed with money.
But
you just probably hear Babette in the background, just I can make you all kinds of deals.
This woman is basically been paid to just agree with most of what you're saying, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be like, we kind of got places to be soon. If I try and sort it, well, let me just go check in with them now. Actually,
Wait, well, maybe just to sweeten it a bit more, they don't tell you the stories of firebrands very often in the lake. They're not very well known, and I've remembered one of them quite well. If you would like to hear it.
yes, please.
She sort of nods over to Gilfie. It's like, your little friend there may have heard a slightly different telling of this story, but this is what I've worked out in my research. And
well, I mean, he kind of waves over to Gilfie and people. Anybody want to hear a story about Firebrand?
You okay? Hops off the chair, brings her wine over.
This is Seraphina. Seraphina, this is Gilfie and Babette, and that's Geyser over on the piano.
Nice to meet you. And jump up on the chair.
nice to meet you,
And
Gilfie.
That's Rosina over there. Rosina, you want to hear a story about Firebrand?
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Geyser speaks up. It's like, I will add a little dramatic music to make this dramatic.
Rosina would just be like, no thanks, mate.
All I know
You just
about
hear Geyser like tiddling along in the background. Seraphina's like, well, this one is titled Firebrand and the Thunderbird. It's one of my favorites. So long ago, after the veil was shattered, the mighty Firebrand came upon the great tower of the Aryan. The Draken slept their eternal sleep, and the Aurans and the Avian Vulgaris, Aarakocra and Gilfie's lot, crowded into the lower sections of the citadel, fearing to tread into the upper levels, even though they were called by the great power. Firebrand, as brazen as he was, confronted the nobles of the small society, goading them into admitting why they feared the upper levels. They confessed a giant thunder-infused rock vigilantly patrolled the peak of a column, and all those who dared confront it were dropped by the giant bird to their deaths. As stubborn as always, Firebrand ascended to the peak to confront the rock. Little is known of their confrontation. However, Firebrand returned to the council, giant stone sphere in the shape of a raptor's eye. The raptor's eye, as you may know, Gilfie, is now kept at the pinnacle of the area, and is said to safeguard, watch over the folk of the tower. And this is where the story may change a little bit between our cultures, but many theorize the rock may have been a guardian of the Draken, being more draconic in nature. However, this is unsubstantiated, and I like to leave it up to myth.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a good story. I've not seen the eye myself. Kind of, really high up.
Yes, I suppose the one that watches over has pure access to it, but what was I going to say?
All I know is
yes.
that Firebrand is, people mistaking it from other fire people like yourself, and causing me kind of all kinds of trouble and making me doubt my friends.
Ray would smile at Babette.
Hmm.
Yeah, he seems to have had a big impact on a lot of different people.
As you may tell with the story, most of the interesting parts are lost or just generally vague. The few stories I've read have been like that. He was clearly powerful, but no one really knows the extent of the power. how he dealt with the rock is unknown.
Sounds like he was in a powerful lot of trouble, if you ask me, turning up on people's doorsteps, killing their guardians.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
the Pelagic Harbor, we ran into. It said that Firebrand killed the guardian of the nature place.
A
There,
lot of fledgling governments after the Sundering have supposedly had his help. He's a guardian after all, even if they don't like him.
Huh.
But
well,
she's just
starting
gonna
to build more of a picture of him in my mind, I guess.
she's just
You-
gonna do an insight check quickly,
Oh,
so she can work something out. Can you all do deception?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit! Sorry, that should have been one more.
Nice.
let's go, QP.
Yeah, I got 16.
She sort of looks around. She looks at Rill because she got this wrong. She's like, "Are you the leader of this troop, Rill?"
No, that would be and he nods his head towards Babette.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the man with the money.
And if you're the leader of this little troop, how much would it cost for you to take me to the Pearl?
Well, it depends what kind of I mean, I ain't going anywhere near the Pearl, but we got a little deal going down tonight that might afford some passageway in on the real frogs. We're branching out, you see. We're making waves, as they say on the lake.
Well, if you're looking for someone who's handy with a rapier, I certainly know how to use one.
Well, we're actually looking to employ some new members of staff. I've been putting feelers out there, me and Sing Song. So, well, I suppose that we could, if you're willing to join us on a little expedition, then I could, give you a discounted price of 250 pearls.
Wait. Okay. Okay, she's gonna ask.
He's trying to scam her, by the way.
Wait. So
Like, he's trying to get her to pay them not only for the escort, but also to help them with the capturing Geis's place, which is a pretty unreasonable offer, I'd imagine.
yeah. What's she gonna? She's gonna.
Especially for a fucking mercenary group that's not well known at all.
Yeah, she sort of like side eyes you, and she's like, "How? Well, I would be paying you, but how dangerous is this mission?"
It's fine. It's just, we just gotta secure Sing Song's estate. He's just a few bad apples of going and taking over it in his absence. So we're just gonna show up and reclaim it for ourselves. Should be a quick in and out kind of deal, no problem.
He kind of nervously sips his drink like.
Well, I don't really want to get involved in anything too dangerous. I just wanted an escort up. I mean, I can pull my weight, but I don't particularly want to go into anything death-defying.
I didn't say anything about death-defying. I'm just saying,
Well,
I mean, if you're paying, that's fine. You can, if you want to pay the full price of 500 pearls, then we'll just, I'll get my team to escort you to the Pearl, no problem.
let's see your 500 pearls. Can you do a deception check
Yeah.
for that? And I'll just do a wisdom check for her.
fuck. Silvery barbs on her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
She rolls it again.
give myself advantage on the next ability check.
So this is disadvantage for her, right?
Essentially, oh fuck. Oh no, yeah. Oh,
my
fuck.
God.
I was like, yeah. So it's still a 9 for her. So
Okay. Kind of looks around at you. Does see that you have got elementally imbued weapons. Well, I suppose I can part with 500.
Oh, sweet. I rolled a 2 and still got the deal I wanted.
Kind of looks like, but I won't be involved in this. Whatever this thing was you were talking about.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we'll be, I think we'll be departing. We can send you a waiver in a few days if you want to meet over at, well, soon to be Fort Babette.
Okay, well, seeing as you're a businessman, she puts 100 down on the table. An advance.
I'll scoop that up. That's mine.
Okay. Well, seems like we're going to be traveling together. What kind of vessel do you have?
We got a fine vessel. We got the Radiant Wing.
Oh, that's lovely. What is it? Is this a sailing ship? Is it a warship?
It's a keelboat.
Oh, okay. Well, suppose you got this.
The other ship's in the shop, you know.
Oh, okay. She kind of gives you a yeah, sure. She looks at Rill, and well, it's not too far to the Pearl anyway. What kind of trouble can we get in?
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised.
Well, hopefully not much.
excuse me.
As you're having this conversation, a merfish sticks his head out from this door.
Which door?
Hmm?
Oh, that door.
Nice.
He shouts over to the barmaid. He's like, "You want drinks in here? Come on!" And just gonna do a quick investigation check as he looks around the room.
Nice.
That's your one. Nice.
He looks at Babette. He's like, "You're in a cafe, yeah?
Yeah, what you want?
Looking for one, but you look nothing like him. If you see anyone dodgy, any of you out there, tell them Bubbles is coming, yeah?" And he goes back in the room.
Do I recognize him at all?
Do intelligence check, Babette.
Right, I'll do intelligence check.
No, you don't.
Fuck.
A lot of those, you've seen some.
Is that fair? Oh, that's not check.
Has he got advantage?
Oh yeah, I do, because of my silvery barbs.
Hey.
That's still shit.
So those merfish in there, they all look pretty like common elk. That guy was just a hell of a lot more buff than the rest of them, but he didn't really stand out. Just seemed like an idiot.
Oh, this place is a lot bigger than I thought. Doors upon doors.
Yeah, it's a nice establishment.
Yeah.
Rill gives Babette a look of intensity, and it's like out the side of his mouth. Leans over to him. Are we worried that they're looking for a Locatha?
Yes, well, I was wondering. I'm gonna, wait, I don't have any spell slots left, do I? Shit. Maybe we should take this meeting tonight somewhere else. Maybe we could, hijack the bakery for an evening, hothead?
I could run it past the parents. Is there anywhere else we wanted to check out this evening before we had our meeting?
I don't think so, but...
Okay. Then, yeah, I'll go ahead and ask.
I was gonna suggest as well that maybe you should sort out Miss Patra. She's bringing my mood down, so, you know.
Oh yeah, where is she?
Exactly.
She's taken some time to herself. Everything that's happened, it hit her pretty hard.
That's fair. Maybe you should give her some of them bread bowls. Oh, yeah, that cheered me right up.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if she wants to go on a walk to bakery with me. I'll be back shortly.
Well, definitely give her some. This wine is really good.
Understood.
Fancy some.
Right, so
thank you.
We'll
Keep
wait.
an eye on. He looks at Rosina, and it's like, if you, just because he sort of nods down at little Gilfy with the glass of wine, just keep a pair of sharp eyes on that door, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yeah, I will. We could just ask them if they're looking for Babette.
Yeah, but if they
Might give
pass
it
them
away.
over, then don't want to give them a second look through. I'll be back shortly. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go ask.
Before you sort of all set off, or whatever you're doing, Serafina would ask where she should meet you to embark when you do.
You can meet us at Fort Sing Song, and I don't know how many days it'll take you to get back from that place where Flood died.
2 days together, right? So at least 5 days? Can't remember.
So it wouldn't to get to. So it could take like a few hours, 2 hours to get to Geyser's estate and back.
Yeah, but they're going to. After we captured Fort Sing Song, then they're heading up to that place where the cannibals are, right? Flood died, and then they're heading back to the Pelagic place for some reason.
Yeah.
So it might be, a few days before they're heading to the Pearl anyway.
Yeah. Geyser would be like, "Don't worry, I have directions. Come to my lovely estate in about 4 days. That'll be all right, won't it, boss?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And he gets out a little quill and he's like, "Here are the directions, and it's going to look grander than ever. Isn't that right, boss?"
Yeah, whatever you said.
Okay. Well, I hope you all have a good journey, and I'll see you soon.
So that Rosina would look over at Sing Song and just be like, "You really need to get some fucking friends."
I have lots of friends, Rosina. We quickly become friends, I can tell. Patra's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Rose walking over to Hepatra.
Oh god.
Yeah, get back in your Hepatra brain.
Don't want to be in my Hepatra brain. I'm already in it more than I'd like to be. It's just too much.
He'd have a fairly cheery tone and demeanor and just be like, I'm gonna go check if we can hang out at the bakery for a while. There's some merfish that seemed kind of weird and we're looking for a Locatha, so we're worried they might be looking for Babette. You wanna join me? Just gonna walk back to the bakery.
Hepatra?
Yeah.
What's the weather like by this point?
It's really sunny, like super sunny. This is the hottest month of the whole year.
It's not dark now.
No, it wouldn't get dark until quite late.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Oh, and Gilpy said you should try this, and he holds out the wine, the bit of wine.
Take a sip and be like, oh yeah, pretty delicious.
He smiles and starts walking off.
As you start leaving, real Crotch like, see you later.
Yeah, see you later on. You got any questions? Just point them at the guy in the hat.
Any questions?
Fair enough. Yeah. Go on, Petra. And Real will head off to the bakery.
Okay. While we're heading off to the bakery, what's Babette, Gilfie, and Rosina doing?
Gilby's just watching the door. Just sort of goes, sits in Real's chair, watches the door.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just eating food and drinking.
Seraphine would have like light conversation, but as you're talking, Babette, this woman up here would come up behind you, and she would whisper to you. She said, "Babette Baracus, you need to leave now. Some people love money more than I do." And she walks straight past you and out.
Right, we gotta get the hell out of here now. Jettison the sweet retreat.
What? What did she say, Babette?
Babette's panicking and it's just like, getting the fuck
Babette!
out of there.
Sing song, we gotta go sing song. Get your stuff.
Come on, Gilfie. Come on, Rosina. Let's go to the lobby.
Gilfie, two hands, the wine down. It's like, quick, we gotta go, Rosina. If you're coming, scurries off. Yep.
To the bakery.
Looks at you as you come out, Babette, and he's like, "So what's the plan? You lock you off."
Meet us at the Stormcrest Bakery at midnight.
Got it. So they sort of like 10 minutes behind the rest.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, I love Crop. He wasn't even planned.
He's got a good sense of direction.
Well, I'll let you in a secret from Crop. He likes Stormcross Bakery because it's got a tall bread.
Nice.
Yeah. Portal bread.
Hard on the inside, soft on the inside. That's what I said that clearly. So you'd return to the bakery, Cleopatra and Real, and it would be closed up, but you'd see the light on inside. You probably know, Real, that your dad works pretty late.
Yeah, on the walk over, Real he wouldn't have forced any conversation, but he probably would have tried to keep it quite light and just talked about the bakery. And been like, "Oh, we used to do this amazing pastry, but Dad said the ingredients were too expensive, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, Cleopatra would be relatively open to just sort of light-heartedly chatting, but she wouldn't be like animated, but she just wouldn't be like trying to crawl into a ball.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
What's this guy doing here again? No!
Yeah, Real turns up. It's like, "Hey, Dad."
As you go in, Real, your dad would be laughing as this little halfling man's doing like little tricks with magic, and you can hear a few over. Like, you get the general gist of his conversation as you're probably waiting at the door.
Mm-hmm.
That leaks that this guy's actually been doing a little bit of show stuff for the bakery to get the name out there.
Wow. Yeah, Real. He wouldn't be butting in, but he would make himself known and say, "Some impressive skills you got there."
Well, thank you, my boy. It's just, I remember you from before. And Creek's like, "Yeah, that's my boy. You back again, are you?"
Yeah. Sorry to do this, Dad. I was wondering if me and my companions could have a room somewhere, just not for the night, but just to or maybe just to talk.
Well, suppose you could do it in here. If only one bun each, though.
Understood.
Yeah, don't let that little Lacaffa friend of yours, he's always go crazy, you know.
All right.
I don't know how
Thanks,
much
Dad.
you know. These bird people like seeds, so be careful.
Yep. I'll be careful.
No, I didn't introduce you to Leek before. It all got a bit heated in here, but this is Leek. He's been doing a bit of show for us. He's down in the little halfling quarter. Looks out for him. He's a nice guy.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. I've kind of done your job in a way before, and I'm glad someone else is taking the reins now.
It's not often you see the name. Creek's awful proud of you. Oh, I didn't say that, son. No. It is. No.
Well, actually, I'm not sure if she's coming along. There's another Ardenay at the Sweet Retreat right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Serafina. She,
Did you get her last name? You didn't?
No, but she says she's nobility.
All right. Oh, actually, I think I know her. No, I've seen her. Definitely seen her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Don't
told
know
her
anything about it.
to come by, try out the goods.
Oh, yeah, that's what I like. Spreading the word. And, Leek spreads it through his stomach. Just keeps getting around her every day, don't you, Leek? And he's like, oh, I used to be as fit as you did one day. It's like, no. And then you see, right, Leek, you better be off. And he, hands him this massive bag of pastries. And he's like, thank you. It's a pleasure, boy. And, nods at Hepatra. Miss?
Pleasure. So, that guy's got the sweetest job in the whole world. Goddamn. I want to be paid in pastries. Yeah, Rilwood.
Is that how I pay you to be my fiance?
Pastries. Rill would start making his way back to the Sweet Retreat because, as far as he knows, he's going to go tell people that we can use the bakery.
Yeah, I assume you'd probably run into each other because the way Rill went was the way that Sing Song would have shown him. So after about maybe 3 minutes of you turning back, you'd run into your two groups would run into each other again, and your dad would give you a key as well.
No,
because he's packing up.
We're on full lockdown mode, Hardhead. We got a cryptic warning. Seems you were right about them merfish.
Damn. A cryptic warning from who?
That woman in the back. My enemies are here. They're looking to strap me down at any moment.
Well, hey, look, I've got a key. We got the bakery all to ourselves. They're never going to suspect. Bakery, right? So come on inside.
Yeah.
I'll shut the blinds down.
We need double checking and knocking. We need to develop some kind of special knock code.
Oh,
or password.
One bun each, guys, please.
Yeah,
that was all my dad asked.
That's a great password. One bun each. Every time someone comes to their door, you ask them how many buns they want. If they can't answer.
I mean, sure, but also, whilst in the bakery, we're allowed a free bun each tonight. But keep it to that.
Oh. There, you can run really fast when you wanna. We should go inside then, in case they followed us, I guess. I didn't see anyone though.
Yeah, come on in. Drag them tokens out.
Yeah.
I know, it's so good.
I live over here next to the Wiener Rolls.
I'll make you all a bit bigger. So, would you do much in the time it takes for Crop to get there?
Rill would use his 1 bun allowance to make sure Rosina gets to try 2 different types of buns.
Oh, yeah. Sense.
Just because, as far as he knows, it's her first time here. But apart from that, Rill would ask about the person who gave the cryptic message, like details. Who were they?
Yeah, but
Where did they go? What did they do?
Babette would explain all of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit, sing song.
Would Babette have been paying attention to all those details?
I mean, it's Babette, so he
Okay.
pays about as much attention as you think he does, which is probably not much.
Sing Song would add in, she was wearing purple robes, Rill. You know what that means? Spy. Or nobility, I don't know which one. Costs a lot to get purple robes.
Oh,
And he
both.
flashes, he nonchalantly flashes his little purple robe out.
Does he do it nonchalantly?
No.
Yeah, Rill would be like, oh, why? I wonder why she was waiting in there. Maybe she overheard the merfish, but then how did she know Babette's name?
I told her I got enemies everywhere. She might be some kind of double-crossing enemy. An enemy of my enemies. You know what they say? Enemy can be your friends at any point.
Or boss, maybe the real frog's name has spread a little bit, with getting a little bit of renown.
Yeah, it could be that as well. I'm getting too big for my own boots. I need to go. We need to get that pearl and go back into hiding.
Maybe you should come up with another name, Babette.
I mean, like what?
Don't know.
Exactly.
If you wanted to pick a consistent persona as well for the makeup, I could try and do the same thing each day. Build a new identity.
You could be Big Stonks Bobette.
I mean, that's a bit too close. I quite like the name Vasily.
It's silly.
Yeah, Vasily von Holtz.
Hmm.
I'm gonna throw that reference out.
That's great. That means Vasily from the wood.
Does anyone remember that reference? No.
I just know Holtz is wood in German.
It's the
No,
it's we didn't use it in my campaign, but it's the pseudonym that Strahd uses if you have him infiltrate the party. So yeah. Since I didn't use it in our campaign, I'll have Babette use it.
And also Vasily is a great name for a disguise for that.
it's definitely different. Did you have a particular makeup style in mind?
Yeah, made me look like some kind of old-fashioned fancy pants or something.
Okay, got it. I'll start thinking. Hey, we could get my sisters to help. They're the reason I can do any of it at all.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And they got any
Yeah.
one of those, like, you know, those powdered wigs?
Probably. I can
If they-
definitely imagine Hayes having one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I could see myself like a big, long, red coat and a powdered wig.
Hmm.
That's bound to fool anyone.
I love it.
I realise, boss. No. Realise, boss, that's not really what anybody would call inconspicuous, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta like, hide in plain sight, you know?
Yeah, but there's hiding and then there's hiding. In case anybody wonders what that noise is, by the way, I have my air fryer going on my desk, so that would be the sound.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I'm quite jealous of that air fryer. I'm just assuming you're standing next to the oven.
It looks like you're playing D&D in an air fryer.
That's pretty on point for a bakery base.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, your opinion's all valid and all, but you're the newest member of the Real Frogs, and, you know, you gotta let the bigwigs take the lead. Hothead knows what he's doing.
Don't say I didn't warn you. I know how people operate in this town, don't forget.
Babette's just gonna lean into her and be like,
I don't like her.
Shame you hired her then, isn't it?
Will would kind of cough to mask a little laugh.
Would
And
Rosina have been able to hear that?
he said it pretty quietly. But
Yeah, I think
I feel like
that's
she'd be
fine.
listening out for things like that and she'd be like, I heard that.
well, maybe we can try one way, and if that doesn't work, switch to the other way.
I always wanted to get
but-
myself one of them portable holes, and I could hide myself in there. That was my strategy for a while.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, maybe.
They might want to have one at the auction, boss. You never know what the fancy pantsies have.
Well, that's a great point. We need to get this auction ASAP. This is why we need to get the meeting underway.
Yeah. Go right ahead. If anyone wants their one complimentary bun, just grab it.
Do you mind if I have yours, Real? I'm awful peckish after that panic.
I'd gladly oblige, but I actually gave it to Rosina.
Rosina, can I
He
have
gives Babette a big smile.
can I have Hothead's pastry?
No. Because, two things on my characters. Number one, Hipatra would look quite sad. But obviously not say anything. She'd just be like, oh. And then Rosina wouldn't let Rill go hungry. She'd, like, split each thing in half. It's probably kind of you to do that, but I can't let you go hungry, mate.
Thank you. Just as long as you get a taste of each one. You get it. My dad comes up with all weird and wonderful flavors here. It's worth trying out the range.
God, by the venom, sing song, give me a bread roll.
Okay, boss, I did fill up at the sweet retreat.
Oh, no, don't give him your bread roll.
He's already done it. He as soon as Babette said, he handed it over.
he's
Like it
such,
was half in his mouth, and he was like, "No, here you go."
he's such Babette's bottom bitch.
Yeah.
She'd look Sing Song in the eyes and just be like, "You sad, sad little man."
He just gives you a big smile. You can't tell what's behind those eyes.
That's why you're the number one sing song.
Number one, bitch.
And then he'll lean into Gilfie and say,
Don't worry, you're still first mate.
Okay. Just fucking like puts a pastry down hole.
Right,
Ow.
we need to wait for Crop, but once he's here, we can get this rodeo. And I like how I've become more and more southern as this campaign's gone on.
Like it. In the time that you're waiting for Crop, would Brill look for his sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd see Rain, and she'd be happy to see you again. But the other sisters aren't back yet. They're probably staying over on the other aisles at some of the taverns.
Classic
Your
Hayes.
dad works it hard. They're older.
Yeah, Real would catch up with Rain and tell her stories, and I don't think he'd pull any punches with her. I think he knows how much she loves like the extreme stories of adventuring, so
Yeah. And
he'd get a little quiet talking about Flood, but I don't think he'd hide anything from her.
And if you were telling the whole story, she'd be very excited, and she'd immediately go into your other sisters' rooms and start looking for things to dress the bet up in. And what I'm gonna do is do a investigation check for Rain to see if she can find what she can find, and then if she does well enough, you can have advantage on dressing Babette up.
Perfect.
So
Nice.
Yeah, it's above 10. So yep. She does find one of those wigs that Babette was talking about, but it is a pretty cheap one because
Okay.
you're not nobility. And she's like, "This do real."
That's amazing, Rain. I knew Hayes would have something tucked away. She's got an outfit for everywhere and everything.
Can I sit in on your meeting? I'm obviously not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine. Your family. Just he kind of checks through everyone in his head. He's like, just take everything with a pinch of salt. People can be quite passionate is the word I would choose to use.
I'll just sit back and see what real adventurers do, and
yeah. Hey, there's a massive turtle guy coming along. Oh man, you should have seen him in the fight. He was something else.
Is that Crop?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always in here for that turtle bread.
Nice.
And when she sort of says that, there's a door.
Rel would look at Babette.
That's the password.
He doesn't know the password set up, Babette.
Oh shit.
It's
just what?
Just keeps knocking. Like these heavy thuds on the door.
He kind of gestures for Babette to like duck behind someone else, and Rel goes to the door and opens it slowly and looks outside.
And no surprise, it is Crop.
Yeah. He
Looks
turn
around.
and give Babette a thumbs up and let Crot in.
Like, nice place you got here.
Xena would be chewing a mouthful of bread, very like a cow, basically, and be like, you know, Crot's not gonna be very happy that you're making bread out of turtles.
Rain would look at you.
Does she address someone with that, or is she just saying it out loud?
She'd just be saying it like out loud.
Would Rain say anything?
Rain would just look at Real.
Real would be like,
pinch of salt.
It's not from turtles, Rosina. It's hard on the outside and soft on the inside, like a turtle. It's kind of weird the more I say it out loud, but it's popular.
You just see Crop pick up a turtle bread and he just starts munching it. Like he doesn't know what the brawl.
That's your one complimentary one, Crop.
Sweet.
At that, Hipatra would lean over to Rill and whisper in his ear to tell everyone to have whatever they want, because it's on her, and she'll leave some money behind.
He would sort of give her a smile, a nod, and just say, well, Babette, Crot, I know you two will be happy to hear this for sure, but Hipatra's saying she's setting a tab for this evening.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Miss Patra.
Yeah, Crot just picks up like 5 turtle breads, cross-legged on the floor, and just holds one up to Hipatra and just like, meh.
That's really generous, Hipatra.
Hipatra would smile very like, oh, I didn't mean like, oh fuck, I didn't mean for him to say that I was doing it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Rill would plonk a piece of parchment from behind the counter in Rain's lap and just be like, do you mind keeping count?
Of course, Rill.
Alright, I think we're ready, boss.
Right, everyone, welcome to the first annual Real Frogs meeting. I'm not very good at this. Sing song, do the introductions. Did I cut out?
Yes, so, we have gathered here as the first meeting of the real frogs. We have all been deemed real frogs by our esteemed boss. And he gestures to Babette. I won't say his name.
Yeah, Vasily.
Yes, Vasily von Holtz. Yes. Yes, and well, we have senior members such as I, Babette, who is the boss, of course, and Patra and Rill and Gilfy, and we have the junior members, Krot and Rosina, and I believe that over to you, boss. What is the next port of call? And he gives you a big smile.
Right, so first thing tomorrow morning, we're heading out to that place on the west. I can't remember the fucking names of them now.
Do you want me to go to the map? So
Yeah, let's go to the map so I can remember where stuff is. We're going to Ferrer, and we're gonna go to the Hammer and Anvil and the Ascendancy Embassy. If we can get our hands on some of those tough dwarf-like fellows, if we can get someone who might be, they're unlikely to be my enemies, because, they got their own enemies and stuff. Just don't use any magic around them, because, that's probably gonna piss them off. But I reckon we split up into teams of two. One team is gonna come with me and sing song to the Hammer of Anvil, and the other team can go to the embassy. And then by midday we'll catch up for a little snack, lunch, and then we'll head over to Sangwa for the evening, and we'll check out the arena and the Weeping Blade, and then we'll stay at the Weeping Blade maybe, or maybe I don't know. That's a bit dodgy there, so maybe not, but I don't know. We can stay somewhere in Sangwa, and then, well, to be honest, if we're making good time, we can just attack the estate by nightfall. But if not, then we'll stay, overnight and attack in the morning. But I reckon we attack the estate by nightfall because we'll have the advantage.
Sounds like a good plan, Babette.
We need to get at least another 4 people though. We need to get at least another 5 people, maybe 6.
Okay.
So, I reckon we'll send 3 separate teams while we attack. I reckon Hothead.
Hang on, I'll drag them out onto the teams.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Right, I'll drag myself out. Right, so, attacking strategy. I'm great at this. Me, Poseidon as well. Sing Song, get your butt over here. Crop, get your butt over here.
It's Crop, please.
And I reckon if I hire one more person maybe, or perhaps, one more person to get in this group. This is team number 1. This is Babette's Babes. I'm reusing that name. We decided not to use it, but this is, backup name. Then we got team 2 headed up by Hothead. Hothead's Hose. We got Hothead himself. First mate, get your butt over there.
Okay.
There's 2 of you. Right. Rosina, get your butt over there.
That's Spain. I'll go with that hoe. Okay, because it's like a bit ancient.
And now, finally, Mr. Patra, if you're feeling up to it, I'd like you to lead. Mr. Patra's minxes.
Oh shit.
You need one more member of this team as well.
You said that as I bit into some extremely hot chicken. She'd say, yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, so you need to get 3 members yourself. I trust you enough. You're strong enough to lead on your own. The rest of us are gonna have to partner up. That's why Hothead and first mate Feathers gotta stick together.
I had a suggestion, boss. If that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Sing Song.
How many people do we need?
We need 1 more on this team, and 3 more on this team, and 1 more on our team.
Well, if we split it into 2 teams,
count.
if we split up into 2 teams and go to Ferro and Sangua, we can get 3 people each. Would that work?
That's a great
And
idea.
then we can divide them up based on skill and strategy and all that lovely stuff.
That's a great idea. I love that idea.
Isn't that 1 too many?
That's a good point.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need
3,
5.
5.
Right, so I reckon. Right, Mr. Patrick and the Babette's babes will go to Ferrer. I reckon, Mr. Patrick, you could pick up some of them dwarven fellows. You could be like that story, Snow, Mr. Patrick, and the 7 dwarfs.
Yes, okay.
And then we can go to the Hammer and Anvil and hang out there for a bit and see if we can conduct some interviews. I like that idea. And then Hothead's hoes can head over to Sangua and check out the arena and Weeping Blade. And then in the evening you can hang around the Weeping Blade till we show up, and then we attack the estate. How does that sound?
But we've, I was gonna say we only got 1 boat, but I suppose we've got 2.
Yeah, we got multiple boats.
You'd also be able to pay for rowboats to take you across. Yeah.
Right, what does
So
everyone think of my plan?
I think it's comprehensive and well thought out, boss.
Yeah. I knew I could trust you. I never doubted you for a second.
Just as a DM thing, it'd probably be better if this group over here went to both.
Went to what? To Hammer
Went-
and Anvil and
Well, went to both of them because it's like 2-2, right?
It's what?
That's
Sorry,
hot.
cut out.
Like 2-2.
Oh yeah, they can. Hibachi can
Yeah.
take Krot with her.
But then that's me interacting with me, and yeah, I guess that works. Crot's just gonna be like, oh.
I mean, we could all go, but Babette. I mean, fine. I'll go. I'll make that executive decision. Babette will accompany as well. He wants to check out the merchandise anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come as well, actually. That's a good idea, Mr. Patrick. I'm saying you said that.
Okay. You wouldn't have done, but okay.
Okay, never mind. Sing Song said it. I misheard. Good job, Sing Song.
Yes, yes. Thank you, boss. I am to please.
Right, it's a good plan. Right, so we'll meet you at the Weeping Blade by sundown, or just after sundown, maybe.
Okay, well for now we should probably go to sleep. We gonna sleep in the bakery?
I didn't run this. I actually said to my dad we wouldn't sleep here. I figured we'd get the inn, having something.
Okay.
Right,
We can just sleep on the boat.
you could use your old room in my room, Real.
For everyone?
We could cram them in.
Oh.
Crot is like, I could just meet you in the morning.
Yeah, Crot, you keep an eye on those merfish back at the Sweet Retreat. I think they're my enemies.
Got
Yeah,
it.
how are we gonna deal with that situation, boss? Do you want to strike first?
I think as long as we're getting out of here ASAP tomorrow morning, we should be okay. But
All right.
I'm gonna And I don't have an awful lot of gold left, but if everyone's willing to put a little bit in the boss's pot, and I can summon up as a bomb again.
Didn't you just get 100 gold from?
Yes, but it's Babette.
How much has Babette got? How's he going to buy all these people?
He's got 620 gold.
Okay.
Sing Song slipped him some at one point
Yeah.
as a thank you for taking my house back thing.
Ro would say, alright, we're gonna keep this simple. Boys, my room. Girls, Rain's room.
All right, I can get down with a little sleepover.
Me too, boss.
Ugh.
You have songs for advert. No, wait, we've got to behave. We've got to be sneaky.
You're welcome, girls.
We can
Rain
play.
looks at Gilf. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We can play fish heads. You ever play fish heads?
Yeah, of course I played fish heads. I'm the fish head champion of the Stormcrust Bakery.
All right, you better get thrown down, son, because my daddy was a fish head champion back on the Pearl, so
Alright.
he taught me everything he knew. Right,
Will would just give him a solemn nod and stride into the room.
come on, Sing Song. I'll teach you how to play fish heads.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I like all these little games. They rather pass the time, don't they? I can write them in my Odyssey of the real frogs.
What was Rain going to say to Gilfie?
She was like, there's a window if you... I don't know what people like, Gilfie, but you can fly around if you want to. I don't know what you like.
Oh, as long as there's a window, I'll just kind of sneak in occasionally. But yeah, I will fly around for a bit. It's not quite dark yet, though.
This would be a bit like Midsummer, so it'd probably be only like 2 or 3 hours of like dark at the moment.
Yeah, this is like my least favourite time of year.
It is hard to sleep in with it. That's why we have such heavy curtains.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
The sound that only a raucous game of fish heads can generate is emanating from Real's room.
You can just hear these occasional from Sing Song. I like this game.
Big salmon.
Okay. So they didn't follow you back, so you can all take a long rest.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Because that guy got fucking natural 1.
Damn straight he did.
I've been waiting to do that for a long time.
That was so great. Oi, you're a Lakafa, right?
He did,
Yeah?
didn't
Okay.
even stand a chance against our well-prepared defenses being spotted.
Alright, let's go recruit some people.
Okay.
Go.
Which group do we want to do first?
This group.
Group.
Real's gonna wear his clanky armor to look fancy for his recruiting.
Nice.
Just remind you, did Babette want to disguise himself?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I got advantage.
I'm gonna give you bardic inspiration as well.
Oh baby.
And
Right.
I've also got silvery barbs prepared, just in case.
It doesn't work like that.
I know it
You
doesn't.
still haven't learned. Sleight of hand, my intelligence modifier, which is the same with advantage.
Plus the
Alright.
bardic.
16's pretty good, and then bardic inspiration.
It's a D6.
Oh, 28.
Rill and Babette, do you want to give me a comprehensive description of what Vasily von Holtz looks like?
I
Yeah.
think, well, if you don't mind me saying,
Please.
I reckon he's got, I'm gonna draw it in a minute, but he's got a long red coat, like a trench coat that's been dyed red with like golden filigree around the neck.
Yeah,
And
that was
he-
definitely a phase that Rain went through, wearing that around.
And he's got like a pompous, like judge's powdered wig. And then I reckon he's got little booties with the toes missing. And I reckon he's got a big pair of like a fluffy white shirt underneath with a big medallion on it.
If that was shaped like a frog, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, I fully endorse this, and I think so much of it is just like Rain's old phases that she goes through, and they've just completely scavenged all her different clothes and had to tailor it a bit for Babette. And the wig is complemented by the, like, I imagine the proper dandy makeup, like the very heavy white powder and the rouge on the cheeks.
Oh yeah.
And maybe some drawn-on eyebrows.
Sounds-
Made it.
sounds
Oh,
perfect.
attached eyebrows made of mouse fur, says Anya.
Oh yeah.
Can they be in the best
That's
Facial
what the
expression.
Warriors used to do.
which is having the
Oh,
eyebrows like that?
So I imagine he does look a lot like your description. Some of the finery wouldn't look as grand if it was the real thing, but he did a very good job with what you could find. And Babette looks nothing like he did before, but he also looks nothing like anyone on this in this lake. So
The perfect disguise.
Exactly.
Good morning, Vasily.
Oh hello.
Is that you, Babette? Didn't even recognise you.
I'm not Babette, I'm Vasily.
Vasily, what did you do with Babette? I can't find him anywhere.
He's on a lovely holiday. It's not
That's
it.
really Vasily, it's me, just so you know.
Yeah, don't guys, it does a little like whoop. Alright. You ready
Yeah,
to
right.
head out? Oh yeah, go ahead,
Yep,
Will.
just before they head out, Rill would, I think probably as people are being shuffled out the door of the bakery, he would lean over to Rain, give her a kiss on the head, and just say, "Thank you. I hope the night was all right."
Oh, it was fine. It sounded a lot more calm than your room.
Yeah,
I got
he
big,
is really good at fish heads.
I got big salmon 8 times.
I managed to sneak a peek at Gilfie's, and she sort of gestures for the wings. They were beautiful.
Incredible, right? She does all that the pattern stuff herself.
It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
It's like I said in the stories. She can conjure magic. It's all kind of connected. It's stunning. It's shooting stars in the sky.
Well, I hope I can see it one day.
Hey, you just focus on being the best you right now. Your time will come. Maybe another couple of years, and I'll take you out in the boat. We can find some adventures of our own.
That'd be lovely, Will. And then at this point, you just hear your dad's voice in the background. He's like, "Go on, clear off."
On the way out, Hipatra would hand Rain a little pouch with 100 gold in it. Say, I hope this covers everything and for your trouble.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. And it's a lot of money, so she's like quite taken aback by how much it is. Rill does travel with good people. What do you think of him?
He's one of the best people I've ever met. It has been a privilege to be of his acquaintance and now to be of yours.
Well, you're welcome back anytime. And all of you are, but...
Yeah, I'll definitely be back, as he says, like,
Eating a massive
cream cake.
Aw, thanks for letting us use your room.
What was the Patra doing?
I was gonna give Rain a little smile and say, make sure you keep some for your own adventures in the future.
She'd be like, and if you ever want me to teach you how to make Real's favourite bread, then I can.
Thank you.
So, who is it? Babette, Babes, and Miss Patra's Minxes heading across. So, with the boat situation, which one of you would be using? No, you've got 2 rowboats, didn't you?
I think so.
Yeah, only one keelboat.
Yeah, you could just take the rowboats across this little. Well, it's probably like a mile-long gap, but you've been using them to sail around the whole lake before. So you wouldn't need the big boat. The big boat is in the harbour with its mysterious package on. I'll tell you. Yes, okay. Let's get back to the map. All set here on it. So. So, the Isle of Ferrer. So as you're sailing across, the shores of Ferrer are dark with molten slag, which is continuously pumped from the giant foundries that lines its coast. The smelters continuously belch a thick black smog into the atmosphere, which slowly settles into the streets, creating a thick fog for the population to skulk within. The buildings are functional, built from clean-cut blocks of granite, which are assembled into rectangular structures. The pattern of the streets is highly ordered, and cold stone markets bear the wares of iron foundries, tools, weapons, and building materials. Few buildings stand out by design, and their function can only be determined from the large etchings above the doorways. Above the smog, an intimidating structure imposes itself, the embassy to the Heemstone Ascendancy. So where are we going first? The Heemstone Embassy or the Hammer and Anvil Tavern?
I reckon we go to the Heemstone place first.
Okay. So, as you're walking through the foggy streets, it's with your disguise, Babette, it's quite difficult to see people through this, so it's even more intimidating, like this strange noble lurking around in the fog, and occasionally you'd see an Aquan and they'd sort of jump back as they see your strange form approaching them. But the ones you do see, they don't look confused, they look more like, ooh, who's that guy? Walking through the street. But eventually you'd reach the Hammer and Anvil Tavern. Oh, no, you're going to the thing. Eventually you'd get to this massive building in front of you. So there's these huge stone doors which are in front, and if you walked up to the entrance, they would slowly open as you stand before them. Guys would be impressed, thinking it's the same effect as the Sweet Retreat had with a door, but you can hear this like mechanical clinking, which is probably something more like clockwork. Inside, there's a grey cavernous expanse which consumes you. The ceilings stretch far beyond those you'll have seen before, and there's an enormous bronze effigy. And on that effigy would read the Ascended Forgdregson, which is pointing towards a suspended bronze globe. Surrounding the statue are gnomish soldiers. There's a pair standing guard at each of the 3 doors, to the north, to the east, and to the west. And the huge doors you just came through are to the south behind you. Each door has a blocky series of runes carved above it in Dwarven. And this is where I asked, do any of you speak Dwarven?
I don't think so. Let me double check for you.
Not me.
quickly. No.
So you see these doors, and Crot's looking around, and he's like, never been in here before.
Wait, is this the Ascendancy place?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I wouldn't have been here either, so it's pretty intense.
Yeah, this place is huge, and it's just very grey. You can see the soldiers just like standing firm. Like, even though you've entered, none of them have really reacted to you. It's a bit like the people at like Buckingham Palace, where it's just kind of standing there.
Well, this is awfully fancy.
It doesn't quite look like this yet. This is the tavern part.
Right, Sing Song, you take the lead. See where we can hustle up some dwarvish recruits to join Mr. Patra's mixes.
Okay, boss, my dwarven's a bit rusty, but I think I can make out a few of these runes. I think that one says the Giggling Boar. I assume that is a tavern. There's I think that one's to the Ascendancy offices or something like that. And oh yes, that one over there appears to be an armory. We probably don't need to go in there. It'd probably be a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't need that kind of breakdown. We just need to look out for potential recruits, you know?
Should we try the tavern?
Yeah, and Mr. Patra, they're your team, so, you know, if you want to throw some input in, who you want to bring on, then be my guest.
I think these people will take kindly to a strange, hideously deformed merwoman going up and saying, "Hey, do you want a job?"
I mean, you probably look pretty badass to them. They're all about strength and that, so... And if you offer enough gold, then anyone will, you know, get on board.
That first bit, Patra was like, "Oh, that's actually quite good for my self-esteem." Then the second bit was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So at this point, like, Sing Song's tapping his like foot on the floor, and he's like, "It's quite cavernous in here," as it like echoes around, and there's like this slight glint from a guard as he looks at Sing Song tapping his foot. Should we head into the tavern?
After you.
So as you approach this large door, which says the Giggling Boar Tavern, like in runes above it, once again the clockwork doors open, and you're greeted by a considerably cozier expanse. The cold stone is furnished with stout wooden chairs and tables, which are illuminated by multiple roaring fires where gnomes and the odd dwarf cluster around. The diminutive forms of halflings rush around the room carrying tankards of ale, which slops to the ground, which was meant for their gnomish masters. The centre of the cavern is crowned by a decadent bar fashioned as an arrangement of giant barrels, as you can see in this picture. The smaller of these barrels are the ones that carry the imported dwarven ales, which would be unavailable anywhere but here. And you can see this intricate pipework connecting these behemoths to the pumps, where a burly Goliath steadily pours pint after pint. I'll show you what it looks like.
Ooh, he's cool. Yeah, we better walk up to the bar
Hmm?
and be like,
Hello, my friend. I am Vasily.
He like goes over the bar and he's like, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Vasily. My name's Rackman Atbin. I'll be your barkeep today. What are you having?
I'll have whatever you're selling.
What did he say?
What are you serving?
I'll have whatever you're selling.
I've got a lot. It's all imported from a Homestone Ascendancy. Has special little effects if you got, dwarven blood. And he leans down to you as much as he can. He's like, can't handle it very well.
I'll have a watered down version then.
What do you want? I've got Griddleton's Crystal Lager, Hobarton's Hophead Hammer Ale, Rockbiter Porter, Stink Eye Ale.
I'll have the first one.
Yeah, hands it over to you, and it's like this reddish brown with a thick head, and he puts a little water into it. If you're smelling it, but better it'd be like this lemon juice and sour grapes. If you take a little nip, it's quite bitter. And you think that if you're a dwarf, it would be very good. Yeah, you think it's all right.
It tastes all delicious.
Yeah, and the rest. So Crot and Sing Song would also be like, "Oh, I don't know what to get, boss," and give me your finest. And he just hands a random one to him, and he's like, "Oh, tastes like biscuits, boss. Stone ground wheat ale.
Give
Delicious.
me your one. You can have the lemon."
Yeah, so he switches with you. Ramak looks over and he's like, "So what brings you lot in here? Don't really see, non-ascendancy types. Isn't really the place."
I am looking to put a team together of hardy dwarves.
Dwarfs, eh? What's this team for?
A special infiltration mission.
Just looks down at you and he's like,
Went on a
what?
little holiday to Jamaica then. That was good.
It's
So you're looking-
as bad as it actually sounds.
So good.
So you're not looking for work, but you're looking for people to do your work, yeah?
I am an employer. I am noble blood.
This is the most subtle thing I've ever heard in my life.
So good.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a 12-year-old trying to train to be a hypnotist.
You guys don't realise that this was the entire Tugly campaign. Every session was shit like this when I was playing Tugly.
Oh, I'm gonna do something really secretive. Hey guys, I'm gonna do this thing. Man.
This guy's pretty affable though, and he's got this smile on his face where he's like, "Oh God, who are these people? I guess I'll just whatever." And he's like, "Well, do you need supplies as well for this secret mission?"
That would be acceptable, yes.
Interesting. Well, there's a bunch of hardy folks in here. They're called the Aaron Crank. You ever heard of him?
Have I heard of them, DM?
Roll a history check. Everyone in the room can roll a history check. Sing Song does not know and Crop does not know either. But
I will roll a history check.
I doubt Hipatra's heard of him, but if she does well...
I got an 11.
14 for me.
Rose not in the room.
Oh, sorry.
What does Babette say back?
I have not heard of them. Please tell me more.
Well, they're a rough lot. Aaron Crank.
Can they be trusted?
Oh yeah. If you've got something they want, they'll do anything you want for you. They're essentially people who've been pushed to the edge of society for doing something, against the ascendancy. They're not really permitted to talk about what they did, not really in the code, but a lot of them work as mercenaries, find their way back into society. They can kill someone who casts magic. They can recover valuable magic items, which will regain their honor. So, if you got something they want, they'll do whatever for you. At least that's how I understand it. Don't really associate them with them much.
Like dogs on the leash.
Well, yeah, but whatever you're getting, make sure it's not too tasty or I might eat it up.
Right, good point, good point.
This guy's getting, you can tell by his expression, he's getting quite a lot of enjoyment out of this. It's like...
Anyone
of everybody's
else
interaction.
you would recommend?
So, he points over at this large board, and there's 3 people standing around it. He's like, see that over there? That big board.
I see it.
It's what we call the Wall of Devotion. Contains missives by the ambassador. So they're always, hanging out there, seeing what they can do. Might want to look yourself if you're kind of looks at him. You get money for it. But ask any of them, and if you promise them the right thing, maybe they'll come along with you. I don't know, never done it.
Thank you for your time, kind sir. I will discuss it with my subordinates.
What did you say your name was, sir? You're looking mighty regal.
My name is Babette. I'm gonna cast gift again. Vasily von.
No, because he would just say big stonks, Babette.
Yeah, Croc would look at you like, what?
My name is Vasily von Hoax.
He puts out his giant hand. He's like, it's nice to meet you, Vasily.
Yes. Good to meet you too, barkeep.
Right, have fun.
Right, let us sit, subordinates.
Okay, boss.
Right, why do we think, everyone? We got people who are only in it for the magic items and honor, or we got other folk who just want money and stuff. I reckon the money folk. I don't want no honorifics. But they're your team, Mr. Petra, so...
Patra's cross at being called a subordinate, so that was never a thing, but she's not going to argue at this point, because she is too broken by life to give a shit. She would just be like, yes, well, I mean, we want people who will do the job for the right reasons, though, yes?
Exactly. So I reckon honorifics, they might suddenly decide that they want to go back to the Ascendancy, and I want real members of the real frogs. That's not real frogs, that's just like temporary frogs. That's the worst kind of temporary toads.
That's a good one, boss.
Are they not more likely to do the because they are doing it because they are being honorific? They are more likely to maybe help out if there is a deadly situation, rather than people who just want the money. Yes.
Yeah, but you can rely on folk who want money, because they want to get paid.
Whatever you say, boss. I think a mixture of both.
What do you think, Sing Song?
Well, I think
You're the brains ahead of this here operation.
well, boss, I think if you have a carrot in front of a mule, and then you keep the carrot sufficiently far away from the mule, it will keep walking. So if there was a magic item we had, we could dangle it in front of them and keep them walking for however long we want.
Yeah, but then is that mule really part of the real frogs? I don't know if I like that. That mule just seems like it wants a carrot.
That's true. That's true. I mean, as you were saying, boss, about the interview, maybe you can work a few of these things out with a little charisma.
That's true. That's true. Also, maybe if we get these ascendancy folk in, they could act as the Haim ascendancy branch of the real frogs.
That's an interesting idea. Also, if they know that you're going to that big auction, maybe that'll sound good to them.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm still not sure. Crot, you gotta swing me, boy.
Well, just give them money, that's what I like.
He's right, we're gonna go to the other ones. Screw the honorifics!
Well, we never know, boss. There might be one or two of them that are up for it. Look at them over there, staring at that board. Disgusting.
That's what I mean, we're gonna go to the board, but not the honorifics. Right, to the board! Let's go see who's there to recruit.
Okay. So, do you want me to describe the people as you're approaching them?
Yeah, go for it.
So, in front of a board, you can see standing 3 figures. One of them is dressed in sort of like splint mail. She's a small gnomish woman. She has like a kettle hat on. She seems to be like sort of talking to the one next to her. So this first woman looks like this. She is talking to a very sturdy dwarf woman who is wearing full plate. She looks very grand in comparison to everyone else in here. You'd also notice as you look around the room, she's probably only one of 2 dwarfs in here.
Okay.
So it's quite rare. Though she looks very dour, how you would expect, like Babette, what Babette thinks dwarfs look like, this woman probably looks like. See her. And finally, not talking to any of the others, is a very ugly gnome who seems to have quite a lot of he's wearing more raggedy clothes. He's got a lot of piercings, and he's got this sort of he's doing this scowl just as he looks around the room. They all look kitted out, but this guy is probably the least of all of them. I'll show you him as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you approach the board, it's obviously all written in Dwarven. Who would approach any of them?
Yeah, probably all 3 at some point. You don't necessarily have to play it out if you don't want to. But I think
you can. It's a good way to do this. Maybe anyone who wants to in the room, say if you're having a brief conversation with all of them, you can do some insight checks to see what you can work out.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll make 3 insight checks, 1 for each.
Shall we do it in the order that...
the order you presented them. Damn, I rolled really bad for the dwarf, but I got really good on the other 2. Oh shit, wrong person. No, sorry. So when you're discussing with when you're talking like gauging Elvina, who's the sort of the gnome who's well armored, she seems kind of nervous. Okay, but Bear doesn't like that.
Like in a meek way though. So as you're talking to her, like her armor seems to weigh heavy on her.
Yeah,
like,
but Bear doesn't like that.
She might not be. Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, she's off the table.
Yeah. Next one, she's extremely dour. She's giving you a lot of looks, Babette, like she doesn't like you straight away.
Yeah, Babette's not into that either.
Okay.
Off the table.
Yeah.
Come on, noob.
And the final guy. What would Babette be saying to this final guy?
He'd be like, in the Vasily voice, just basically explaining they're looking for someone who's loyal and wants to get on board a grand. He's not explaining what it is, but he's like, we got a grand expedition. He's like building it up like really much bigger than it actually seems, and kind of
So he'd be nodding along to a lot of it, and he'd be like, "So you get paid, yeah?"
Yeah, you get big money. In the Vasily voice, big money.
What am I expected to do? Kill people?
Yes, and other stuff like that. Infiltration and execution.
Yes. Well. Yes. He's like touching his hands a lot, and he's like, "Yes, good." And he would have led you away from the other two at this point.
Yeah.
He'd have been like, "I don't have any qualms,
That is good. Well,
Yes, I never fit into." And he like gestures around. It's like, "I'm not sure I really want to." And his voice is kind of like broken because he can't speak common very well.
Yeah.
But-
who he's giving me sort of shades of?
He's that.
Overdar.
The horror.
Oh, fucking Belvedere! I forgot about him.
Oh, Belvedere. Yeah.
Oh, the lamprey.
Oh God, yeah.
Alright, just thought if I had to suffer this memory, so did everybody else. Sorry, I'll be
Hey, I love that. It was great. So from your insight check on this guy, Babette, you think he's definitely quite submissive and he'll do what you want, and it doesn't seem like he cares what you tell him to do. He'll just do it.
Yeah, I'm hiring this fucking guy.
welcome aboard. My real name's Babette.
And he looks back at you, the boss man.
I'm the boss man, yeah. But you'll be working under Miss Apatra here.
Puts out his hand to you, Hepatra. You can see that it's quite dirty.
You'd see her hesitate, but more because of the scars on her own hands than anything else.
You'd notice this guy is heavily scarred as well.
Okay, she would still shake his hand.
So, yes, pleasure.
Why do I feel like he's gonna be like, oh yes, I love the scarred hands, and like licking his lips and stuff?
Oh no, he wouldn't do that. He's a bit more.
Normal.
Babette would know that he's feels like a loner
That's
from his
why I was
insight.
worried about him doing that.
Oh,
Twitchy
No, I'm
psycho.
joking.
Should I hand over 75 pearls then, Kieran?
yeah. If you handed him the money, he
Yeah.
would he'd be like, and he would like gesture to the wall of devotion.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, big money, and he like gestures at. There's 5 big entries on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't speak it often, no.
No.
Well, yeah, you're a big money man, yeah.
I am.
And his finger would go down to the 3rd entry, and he'd tell you what it means. And it's this in the chat.
Okay. Oh, that's the woman, isn't it?
That is a woman.
Is that that's not the same woman that was in the bar, right? The
No, her name was Seraphina.
Seraphina,
but,
sorry, yeah, Inferno.
but you don't know if that's her or not. If you know what I mean.
Just a similar name. I to be honest, I don't think Babette gives a fuck. I think
Okay.
I think, like, I find it interesting, but Babette's just like,
That's cool.
And it's just like,
On to the next place.
The only thing he'd say after that is just like, big money. And he like points to it again.
I don't know, it sounds like they wants to track her down though, right?
At this point, you've already paid him. He just seems to be pointing out that it's a lot of money.
Sing Song speaks Dwarvish, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Can he like communicate with this guy and see like what he's trying to communicate?
Yeah. So as he talked to Sing Song, and it'd be like this guttural, deep language. That sounds really weird coming out of Sing Song's mouth. And he's like, boss, he's saying that well, he said you're the boss man and you're hunting things, so he seems pretty submissive, and I think he was just trying to show you that there's a lot of money on the table if we did that. But it's not really our thing, is it, really?
No, it's not.
I don't think he wants to go after them.
Write down the details. Just let me got it on. We got it as a backup. Thanks, little guy.
Yes, thank you, boss man, thank you. And he boss lady, as he looks at Hepatra.
I'm gonna call you Little Nub.
I follow you now. Meet you somewhere.
You come with.
Okay, got it.
We're heading over to that other place now, that tavern.
What I will do, I'll split these two up. So we'll do one in Sangua.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So, Hothead's host. We're going across to Sangua. So,
drag him on. He's
very cool. Oh shit! Yeah. Newborn. Or Little Nub.
Yeah, change his name to Little Nub.
I need to remember his real name. I'll do it on the screen just for fun.
Little Gnub.
There you go. So, the smaller team. As you pull up to the ramshackle docks of Sangua, you can see that old woodwork is stained a deep brown. Gutters and pipes run straight into the River Vina, each carrying a mucky red trickle of blood. The air hangs with iron, and a smell of butchery, both fresh and rotten, combines to form a ghastly sensation at the back of your throat. The streets are a bustle of activity, and you are bundled against Aquans who run between shops and markets, selling the lives of animals and, well, to their deaths. Standing above the fetid markets and the rag and bone men are the ruins of the Arena Carnium, the bloody heart of Sangua. So where do you want to go first? The Weeping Blade or the Colosseum proper?
I think Rail's more curious about the Colosseum proper.
Gylfi and Rosina? Okay, let's go to the
Lag.
Oh, sorry.
I think no, not Hepatra. Other one, Rosina.
Rosina. Yeah.
She's too busy being swag.
Yeah.
Somehow I know exactly what you mean.
I get the feeling she'd have been there before, right?
Oh yeah, it's a big
She knows-
attraction.
She knows everyone would be like, "All right, Bob. Oh, good to see you, mate," etc.
Someone go, oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's the Davy guy!
And is Gylfi alright with the arena?
Yeah, should be looking around, It's kind of not really been in this sort of place, I don't think, before. Probably would have
Yeah.
tried to avoid them.
You would hear like screams of animals and like people just shouting. This place is rough.
Do people normally like this kind of place and come here for fun?
Some people do, yeah. Some people like the grit of it, I guess, the realness, and also the place we're about to go to. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but I think you'll see that it's a strong experience.
She's just kind of tucking her wings in to avoid them sort of dragging anywhere near the gross floor.
Getting splattered with blood from like nearby.
I would have thought it'd be at least a bit more hygienic. What draws you to this place, Rosina? You seem to know everyone.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been here quite a lot. Mates with most of these guys.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Hmm.
People think it's, it's good for tourism. Some people really live like this.
It's good for tourism. Well, that's interesting.
Hang out,
A fun day out or a miserable day out?
I think some rich people like to, ogle at how the other half live and.
Oh, okay.
Better than everyone else.
Well, maybe you can show us the way to the arena then, I guess. I can't really think of how to get there.
Oh, people need to stop doing this. They know I don't know the way to things.
Oh no, you'd be able to see it. It's like sticking out. It's huge.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. I'll walk you in. Can you put your tokens? Where? Oh no, I've already got them here. So, is there no music?
There is music.
Okay, good.
Never any music for me
It's
anymore.
the fucking fish gut, fish gut, bully boys, arena music.
Oh, no, there's. Sorry.
Oh god, it's what you thought. What's his face?
Something shadow flow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Shit, it is, isn't it? God, I didn't even notice that. So, as he passed through the crumbling walls of the Imperial Colosseum, the cheers and jeers of a desperate crowd grows larger. Oh shit, the music just kicked in.
Oh yeah.
You climb the ancient brickwork to reach the summit of the large amphitheatre. Audience is packed into the once grand structure, their thoughts and will concentrated into the figures dancing in the intense heat at the centre of the structure. You see a burly, raven-haired Goliath woman limping cautiously at the centre. She is clearly exhausted, and great gashes have been cut into her thick flesh. Crimson is splattered all around her, and the other figure, which I will let Natalie describe.
you'd see a small, diminutive form of a red-skinned goblin who has got sort of medium-length brown hair that could slightly obscure her long, pointed, sort of pinkish ears. She has like a wolf's kind of fur of like a wolf hat kind of thing. I forgot what they're called, but they're like with the ears and the snout at the top sticking out. She's got like big furs around her neck, and she's wielding a big like fiery great sword. as she kind of like drags it along the floor behind her and then sort of jumps up into the air and kind of flips down, and you see her this like mangy looking dog kind of runs along beside her. There's like this, but it's quite a big, like more like wolf kind of companion that kind of like darts in and out sort of around her, that as she sort of flips up into the air, she lands directly on and then charges at the Goliath, like with using her fiery greatsword as like a lance, like in a joust might.
So Greta, you would know in the arena you're not meant to kill them until the noble who is attending has given their verdict.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think
describe. Oh yeah.
I think she would go past the Goliath, and instead of like stabbing or slashing, she would just like smack around the side of the head with like the wide part of her greatsword, like a paddle.
And how would she like get her to the floor so that the battle sort of comes to an end, like to a point where she won?
I think she would like jump off her wolf and then kind of land before the Goliath, who I can imagine like tries to like sort of punch down at Greta, but Greta instantly kind of dodges to the side one way or the other, and then kind of runs up her arm as she does, and then just like drops the greatsword and then just starts like punching her in the face, and then just knocks out a tooth, which kind of sends her like down onto the floor, and then Greta just kind of stands on top of her belly.
So yeah, you'd all see this. The crowd, once the Goliath woman hits the floor, starts cheering, and then everyone would see from the box above, over here, emerges a small... I'll actually describe him. As the great Goliath is knocked to her knees, to the floor, the crowd's attention turns to the west, where a varnished viewing box with a supple balcony perches on the ruins. A gnomish figure emerges, dressed in resplendent pink robes. He casts his gaze around the whole stadium, waiting for a signal. Just roll.
Does the music stop for anyone else?
I'm sorry. What do I call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it stopped for me as well. Where is it? There it is. So he emerges, and with a 13, he's surveying. Everyone's kind of like booing. Everyone first roll a history check to see if you recognize this guy, because you might. And Greta would already know. Yeah, Gilfie, you don't know. Which is fair. Brill, you definitely know, you've lived here long enough. And Rosina.
He's doing it.
Koki.
Sounds like
Guess
a good
that's
result.
a 20. This guy is known as Histix Olera. He's said to be the richest man in the whole of the Shattered Lake.
Oh my god.
His empire dominates Cordycia, Musculum, and of course Pinmouth, which is the one to the far south of here, the sort of border city. And he deals in all different manners of business in Spangua, and he actually has the title for Bloodletter. So it's very good what I rolled. I'll show you them. But he gives you the signal, Greta, to execute this woman.
Yeah, and she would flip the sword upside down and right through the chest.
Yeah. And the crowd goes wild as you execute her. Everyone's sort of clapping. You can see this guy down here. He's like, like clapping away with his flippers. And you see Hystix return back to the box, and he looks. Well, you can't see him, so don't worry about it. So,
Damn.
then the aftermath of the fight, which you all saw. How's everyone sort of reacting to this?
Does that normally happen? What were they fighting for?
Does Real know how the system works? I assume it's money.
Yeah, it's money and honor. It's not that often that someone gets killed. Like sometimes they can. It's more likely someone just dies during the fight.
Yeah.
But everyone here loves it. Whoever Greta's probably going to get a big purse because this woman was quite intimidating. So essentially, the fighters, they can either be in like a little stable, so that someone owns them, or they can be independent, which is what I've basically deemed Greta as.
How famous a fighter is Greta? Would Rosina know who she was?
What do you think, Natalie?
I think she's probably fairly well known because she's a goblin that fights with a wolf, which is quite unusual.
Mm-hmm. And the crowd were definitely acting very positively to
I think Greta
fight.
would be showboating the fuck out of it as well. Like she's definitely a big show off. And she's probably like frequents the local bars nearby, so she's a very loudmouth character.
Yeah, Rosina would be like well into it then and just be like, yeah, Greta, Greta, Greta. See that, Real? You see how much blood came out?
That was impressive.
I did
Goliath
see.
must have been like 5 or 6 times her size.
Yeah, and Greta went like, whoa, and then the woman was like, ah!
And
Yeah.
this guy down here, he looks at you, Real. He's like, you see that? Fucking monstrous! As he sort of-
Yeah, I saw it.
And he's like, that'll be me one day, killing, people down there. Great, innit?
Amazing, wasn't it, mate?
Oh, yeah. Fucking little thing like that takes out that big woman. Oh.
Do you fight in the arena as well then?
He like puffs out his chest. He's like, yeah, I'm Mongo. Mongo the monster.
Trying to tell me you'd never heard of Mongo before?
Yeah, what did she say?
For a second, I thought he was going to be called the Big Rex then.
I get it. I haven't been back to Full Sail in a while, Rosina. And to be honest, mainly stuck to Panem.
Yeah.
But hey, this is impressive.
Just missing out, mate. Hey.
Yep, fair.
Yeah, listen now.
Well, do you think? Kind of looks back at Gilfie and Rosina. We're meant to be hiring people, right?
Yeah.
Point.
I think at this point, Kieran, if you'll allow it, Greta would probably have like cut the head off the Goliath.
Yeah.
And she will like walk up. How tall is like the edge of the arena, Kieran?
About 10 feet. It's not. This bit here isn't that big, but it extends quite far back.
She will use her ring of jumping to just like jump out of the arena with the head, and she'll just she'll chuck it to Mongo. And
hang on. I think you should be able. I've put her.
oh yeah, I'll re-drag her out, and then it should work. There we go. Yeah, and then I imagine the wolf just jumps up as well, alongside her, or like scampers up and gets caught a bit on the side.
And Mongo's like got his head and he's like pumping it up and down. He's like, yeah. And he like walks over to these two guys here and he's like, oh, big head.
I reckon as he's like waving it around, he's probably showering Rosina in blood, and she's like, "Oh, watch it, mate! I've got new clothes."
Oh, I get more from this way. Yeah.
And I think Greta would just be striding up in this direction with her wolf and kind of like patting him on the head as she does, and with like holding her great sword over her shoulder.
Gilfie will whisper to Rill as she's coming up. Well, she does have a flaming sword. That could be useful.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yes?
That was a very impressive fight.
Oh, cheers!
I've not really got a voice down for her yet, so bear with
I
me.
love it. My name's Rill. This is Gilfie and Rosina. Maybe you know.
I think I recognise you from down at the
What was that place called again, Kieran?
The Weeping Glade.
You were down at Weeping Blade, didn't you?
Oh my god. Can I just say, I'm just such a massive fan of yours. That was so cool. Just every time I've seen you kill someone, it's just been so gruesome. It just made my day. Meeting you is an absolute honour.
Oh, cheers, love. Kind of you to say.
It's really weird this being the other way around for you and me, Nat, because it's normally just like Davey getting all the adoration.
I know, yeah.
Do you kill people every day?
No, not that often, to be honest, but, you know, it's what it is. Only on the good days, really.
While she's saying that, Rosina would just be whispering, so badass.
Well,
Can I help you?
yeah, we are the real frogs, and we're looking for capable people to join our crew.
As you say that, Rill, this large Lakatha with these three guys behind him, he's like, wow. You gotta come join us. Yeah, you gotta join my stable, yeah? You're fucking excellent out there. Join the Notorious Clem Society.
She kind of looks up to Rill and just with a knowing look looks back to them and says,
You gotta make a better offer than them, mate. They're the Notorious Clan Society.
Oh, well,
You can't just ask, you can't defeat, the Notorious Clan Society just like that. And also, you can't just ask Greta to join our crew. It's like really embarrassing. I'm so sorry, Greta. I can't believe you would do that. It's just actually well cringe.
we pay.
I feel like, sorry, there's a lot of memories that are coming out here, because occasionally I will say something and someone I work with will go, it was so Langney. And I feel like I'm turning more into my true self than I would like right now.
You're a true e-boner.
Boner.
We will pay you, of course.
How much you offering?
How about?
What about this, Greta? We got Mongo Monster, Cove, Crog Magog the Bruiser. You can't go wrong with Crog Magog the Bruiser. You can fight him out there.
she kind of sighs heavily and looks back and it's just like,
you don't want to be with these guys. I mean, it's clear that you're more than capable of handling whatever they put in the arena against you. Surely you want more of a challenge out there and on the lake.
Just here, real mate, this is well embarrassing.
Listen, mate, I'll get offers every
He's gonna
day,
elbow
so...
Rosina.
You'd elbow him back harder.
I'll get new offers every day, mate, so, depends what kind of work you really, looking to hire Greta the Great Grimehammer for.
Right. Crog Magog, stay up there, look. And this, like, behemoth of the, orc steps up to, like, here. Look at him, Greta. Look. Fine musculature, lovely hair. He's got, he's came here from the burrows. You can be fighting with him. Isn't that a good offer?
She kind of like
The-
sort of like takes a deep breath in and kind of sits back on the seat and then kind of gestures back at Rill and back at this big orc guy and then sort of moves Hans off to the side and says,
Right, it's only one way to sort this kind of stuff out. Let's see you fight it out.
Oh my god, we can't do
Stop.
this in front of Kate.
It's not often I get a show.
Taurus Clem's like, well, you can't hurt the merchandise, not in the arena. That's not how this works. Greta.
Hey, it's all in good fun.
Rill would pull out his short sword.
Let's just
be
see
like,
the first one to land the punches.
I'm ready to go.
Do an intimidation
You
check.
can do it, Will. Give some guidance.
Oh, thank you, because intimidation is a straight roll. 8.
This little guy couldn't take even Mongo the monster. Go on, Mongo, you show him. Mongo's like, yeah. Want to fight you, little man? And as this guy steps up to you, Rill.
Rill will.
And then you can see all these other Aquans like getting around. Like,
Yeah.
we might be an extra bout in this for us.
Come on then, what's the arena rules?
Well, we're not in the arena, are we? We're up here in the fucking rafters. Or anything goes. Mongo the monster's gonna show you all! And he's gonna do a little performance check to try and roll the crowd up. Yeah, and they're like, Mongo, share in the arena, but yeah, give him.
Anything goes. Rill's gonna bonus action steady aim and then
Roll initiative.
stab him with a short sword. Alright, fair enough. Hey. Oh yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. So. Oh shit. Yeah, there's only 2 people. Go on, Rill.
Yeah, he steady aims up, so he's planting his feet, and then he goes to strike like to the side of the guy, but it's a feint. He wants to actually curl the short sword behind and like hamstring him.
Okay.
Advantage. Oh shit. 14.
Yeah, it hits. Is that sneak attack as well?
Yeah, 'cause I had advantage.
So Mongo, as he's like jeering up the crowd, he turns back to you and his sword's already coming down. He's like, oh, and tries to dodge out the way. You crash into him. He goes unconscious and starts falling down the steps into the arena. 2d6.
Oh, well done, Will.
Rill turns around and flicks. Oh god, he's gonna die.
And then we have a lot of look around. Fuck it. And then Notorious Clem's like, alright, how much for you as well? And he points at Rill.
Rill turns to face Greta and like flicks the short sword so the blood like spatters in front of her feet.
she's like clapping
Understood.
like,
Nice work.
Some guy calls out, it's like, you see that? It's got cold. It's like Song of Ice and Fire with Greta, yeah.
Well,
I know
see you
we
later,
don't
Notorious
look-
Clem.
I know we don't look all muscular and intimidating, but we've seen and fought more than our fair share.
Right,
Come
then.
with us, you'll get some real challenges. You get to see more of the world, and you'll get your fair share of what we make. And he'll take out where he keeps his pearls and just like open up and run his hand through them. And he has 500 pearls on his person.
holy shit. Yeah, she'll She'll just sort of move up and just sort of nod to him and just say,
Let's talk business, shall we?
All right. Shall we get out of here, away from prying eyes?
she nods and just looks back and says, "See you later, shitlords."
And Tourist Clem's just like, wait. Neither of you are joining me.
She's already walking away, like she's not looking back or anything.
Yeah, Rill will kind of give him a wave, but leave Bucket 10 pearls on the side bench as he leaves.
Wait, if you're throwing that kind of cash around, what about this guy? And he points to Cove. How much do you want for him?
How do I know he's any good?
He looks over, he walks over here, looks down. He's like, well, he's won a few battles, not like that shit, Lord.
Greta or any of these people worth our time?
Does Greta know if they're any good, Kieran?
Seeing as you're in the arena a lot, you know Krog Magog is very good.
Mm-hmm.
He'd beat you, probably. Roll a history check for this guy.
Not very good at history.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You think you've seen him in the arena, but well, he's still alive, but that might not mean anything.
She'll just point to him and say,
Him, he's fucking excellent. Him, I don't fucking know.
Taurus Clem gets on. It's like, no, not my big boy. This guy, Cove. Cove, step up. Go on, take a look at him. Look at those fine thighs.
I'm fine without the thighs, thanks. How much for the big man?
Big man? Fucking hell, you're gonna have to give me a lot for him. You serious about this?
Sure.
Well, carry the one. 700.
What do you think of your employment, big man? Actually, Rill will say that in Orcish.
Okay. He says back, he's like, I guess Greta speaks Orcish as well, right? Or not, is she Goblin?
just says common and goblin on her thing.
And she went, Krog Magog would be like, I'll get fed, I'll get bored, I'll get my choice of the women. Can you offer that?
Rill awkwardly side-eyes Rosina and Gilfie. No. But you'd have adventures. You'd get to see something other than the arena and Full Sail. I used to live here too, and let me tell you, it's got nothing on the rest of the lake, let alone the world.
Persuasion. And see how much that influences him.
It's a straight roll. 10.
Looks down at Clem. He shakes his head. Well, seems like Big Magog don't want to go with ya. Well, about this little fancy man. Look at him, Eganassi. Don't get many around here.
How could we test? How hard can you strike this shield?
Okay, you'll do it with an athletics check.
Yeah.
Or he's going to reckless as well, actually.
Ooh. Okay. I mean,
Oh shit.
He swings down and just knocks it out of your hands.
what does he use? His hand
He
or a
uses,
weapon?
let me see what he uses. He uses a... No, he just uses his hands. And he seems to have this, like, as an air ganassi, he seemed to get more on it. And when you look closely, he's slightly levitating as well.
And that's pretty cool. Okay, how much are we talking?
Oh, Coach steps back. Well, you know, carry the one. I've still got Krog Magog. Where? 300.
250.
He looks around.
Rosina would be in the background being like, that's not fair, I only got 200.
Time's passed.
What's Gilfy getting paid?
I love them.
Do I feel like it's going to be that meme from We're the Millers where it's like, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do another persuasion. We'll see if you go for it or slightly higher.
Yep. How about 250?
280.
Alright. He sweeps up the 10 that he left on the side as well.
Does he give it? It to him?
I've removed it from my inventory.
Okay. Right, guys. Looks like you got some new friends. Have fun. And then you see Notorious Clem walk away, and he walks up to this guy. He's like, "How much do you want?"
I feel like I understand Lokatha better now.
Ah, the old Davy.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go, crew.
Gilfy looks around questionably at her crew.
We didn't
What am I
do too bad,
doing?
right? The bet will be how much you think I'll get that money back from Sing Song or Babette?
It's probably gonna be Sing Song.
Hmm.
Hmm. Although maybe through a bit.
Right. As long as I get the money, I don't really mind. Should we head to the Weeping Blade?
Yeah, kind of whispers to you a little bit around. I'm kind of done with this place.
It's fair. It's having the taste of blood in your mouth the whole time, smell in your nostrils. You could
Yeah.
fly and find the others. It'd actually be useful. I don't really know how many people we're meant to be hiring. If they've hired some or...
Okay, well, I'll go find the others. I'll see you later.
See you later on.
Flies away.
Okay. So we'll switch back to the other lot. But Gilfy, do an investigation check to see how long it takes you to find them.
Okay.
On the way over to the pub, I think Greta would be like asking for like Ril's name and like Gilfy's name and Rosina's name and stuff like that.
Yeah. Rill would be open, chatting with her and telling her about the organisation and what to look out for with Babette and Sing Song in particular.
Yeah, and she'd be like,
Oh, and this is Hansel, by the way.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Hansel.
You want me to do Hansel or do you want to do Hansel?
you can do him if you want.
Hansel puts out his little paw.
Oh,
Aww.
yeah,
That's
Rill would,
right. It's covered in blood, but
Rill would shake it.
He looks mangy as fuck as well, by the way.
yeah.
Rill would shake it with a finger and a thumb.
He's like, "Rrr."
Oh, well, how's Hansel with Rill kind of like mimes waves being on the water?
Oh, I know this. I read in your annual that he gets really seasick. Apparently.
He does, yeah. He's alright for, a little while, but he does throw up a lot.
Oh, Hansel and Greta. I only just got that.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah, I didn't make it until you said so.
I'm not a smart boy. The whole time that you were walking along, Greta and Rill are trying to have a sensible conversation, and Zena would just be like talking to her like a giddy 3-year-old when you ask about their day at school, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, and then I saw you do this with like a great sword, and then you had a purple great sword, and."
Yeah, she'd just be sort of playing along like,
Oh yeah, that was the days back when I was, still a young'un.
Oh my god, you're still a young'un. You're literally gonna be young forever. You are my absolute hero. You can never get old and die.
I love this role reversal from Waterdeep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, she's just
Actually,
she's taking it all.
When I met Jesse Burton.
She's like, yeah, taking all of this in, and just sort of like, you can tell that she's pretty cocky and just is like loving the adoration.
Rill would walk up alongside Cove.
Let's get back to this map so I can get a good idea of who's on what team. League. God, where is he? Oh yeah. Cove. Yeah. Cove would like just be levitating along the floor, like quite calmly behind everyone else.
Yeah, Rill would be like, so, how do you feel about shifting from the arena fighter life to the adventuring life?
Work's work. I'm paid and I'll do it. I was brought here when I was young. I'd never left the arena before, really.
Oh, so this will all be new to you.
He kind of just shrugs. He's like, I've never left Cordycia.
Wow. Well, hey, that was me once. It's good to broaden your horizons, I think, and you're gonna get to do that. How'd you feel about spending time on a boat?
I've never been on a boat. I guess it'll be exciting.
I guess we'll find out. Well, hey, don't be shy about asking questions if you need help with anything or.
He points at Gilfie. He's like, she's from the area.
I'll let. She's not here. She flew off.
Yeah. Oh well, he would have been like, your feathered friend. She's from the area.
Yeah. I don't think she'd mind me saying. She's the messenger, carries packages. And an incredibly capable magic user.
She can actually fly. I thought they were just stories.
Yeah, she's very good at flying. She likes doing it a lot.
Well, I have many questions for her about my... Well, not my home, but where I am from.
Forgive me, but are you not technically... He kind of points at his feet, flying as well?
Yes, but I can't go higher than this.
Oh.
It's more for show.
Useful if you break a glass on the ground, I guess.
I suppose so. It's been useful in the arena for sure.
Cool.
And he just ends, he's like, I have many questions for her.
Yeah. Rill kind of like, whew, okay. And just rides on.
As Greta's walking along with Rosina, she will sort of, after she's like taken in some of the admiration, she will just sort of turn to her and just say,
So, you fellow absconded folk then?
Referring to the fact that halflings are often enslaved, and so are goblins by the dwarves.
Suppose so. I don't really know how it happened. I got adopted by some water ganassis when I was a baby, so I've never really known any different.
Oh, so you weren't under the thumb of the Ascendancy then?
I mean, guess so.
She wouldn't have been. She would get she'd get people like taking the piss out of her, but she never would have lived under it.
I guess not. I mean, obviously people were taking the piss out of me for being a halfling, but you know, that was about it. Because I was living with the Water Genasi, I basically just got treated like one of them.
Oh, count yourself lucky, love.
I'm so inspired by how your struggles have informed your worker in the arena. I just
I just imagine I'm smashing some dwarf cunt's head in, and it just brings out the best in me, really.
I'm literally going to quote that forever. Your autograph.
Yeah, if you want.
She'll sign a little parchment and chuck it over to her.
Like, sign my arm. Do you mind if I get it tattooed?
Yeah, go for it, love.
You could genuinely sign my face and I'd get that tattooed, but I think that the guy that's employing us might have something to say about that.
How about neck? I've always wanted a neck tattoo.
Badass. I tell you what, oh my god, you could sign my neck and I'll get that tattooed, and then I could design a neck tattoo for you.
Right, I like the sound of it.
She'll sign a Greta on her neck. She'll like print it there.
God, amazing. Real, can we go to this stall in Full Sail, please?
Yeah, sure. We're going to be walking through. We're going to go to the Weeping Blade, and then I think we're heading back to Panem to meet up with the others. Maybe not.
Because I really need to get to. Oh my god, I can't think of a name for a tattoo shop.
I think all of this lot were coming to the Weeping Blade this evening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just gonna hang at the Weeping Blade for a while. If you want to go to Blinsky's Inksies, you feel free.
Go to the Inky Needle.
And you are in the part of town where it'd be very easy to find a tattooist because it's a shithole. No, like.
Why do I feel like Mongo the Monster was a tattooist in his spare time?
I
He
feel
did
like
his own.
she's going to turn up later, and her arm is going to be all like weeping and like red and swollen.
I wouldn't put it past this place.
She has to have her arm chopped off. Oh my god, maybe that's how she loses a hand.
I'm gonna say, with Gilfie's, she got quite high, didn't she?
16.
Yeah, 16, yeah.
With Gilfie seeing the massive building of the Ascendancy in Farah, I feel like that this Colosseum bit didn't take as long as Babette and everyone else being really awkward in the Ascendancy. So I'd be like, after doing a few flyovers, you'd see telltale signs of Babette's robe walking through the street as they're making their way over to the Hammer and Anvil.
Cool.
So fly over. What would she say anything to Babette as they find them?
How gross is this place look?
This place is clean but very smoggy.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, she'll fly down to them. There you are, Babette. I forgot
I
your other
don't
name
know
now.
what you're talking about. Our name is Vasily.
That's the one. Yeah. Vasily. I see you got hired at least one. We managed to get 2.
Very good. Now we just need 3 more. I think. 1, 2, 3. Wait, so we got 3 in total, so we need
2 more.
2 more.
Yeah, 2. Okay. Would Babette inquire what they got.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Well, one of them's a goblin, and she comes with this really cute-looking wolf. Although he's kind of mangy, but he's kind of cute. And an egg, and I'll have to ask him some questions later.
Excellent work.
Yeah, well, Real did all the talking and fighting, apparently.
Even better work. Well, we will recruit one more at the Hammer and Anvil and meet you at the meeting point later.
Well, I was going to ask, should I go try and find Real and have us hire one more, or are you going to hire two more?
Yes, you hire one and we shall hire one.
Okay. Well, see you at the Weeping Blade, I guess?
Yes. See you there.
It's like a walking travel agent.
And
Off to France, ah oui!
Gilby would be able to find her way back to the Weeping Blade because it's right next to the Colosseum.
Cool.
So we'll get over to the next place that you find. Okay. Located on a roof of a squat, well-constructed stone tavern, you see a faux golden cannon, which is proudly protruding into the mists of Ferra. It has sturdy oak doors leading down into the recesses of the settlement, a reprieve from a cloying fog. The walls are decorated in an array of tools and weapons, which vary in condition from rusted to pristine. The barkeep, an eye patch wearing Aquan, check him out.
Ooh, cool.
Harangues for various patrons of the establishment. The Hammer and Anvil is famed for its out-of-work adventurers and mercenaries who come here to gloat about their exploits. But as you sort of come down into this place, it's pretty subdued. There's only a few people in here, but as soon as the barkeep sees you, she is like full of mirth, and she's welcome to the Hammer and Anvil. Are you adventurers? What am I talking about? Of course you are.
Yes,
Welcome.
I am an employer looking to hire adventurers.
Oh, well, you've come to the right place. What kind of skills are you looking for? There's not many people in here at the moment.
Loyalty and infiltration and loyalty again and execution.
Well, you certainly know what you want.
Yes.
Would you like me to give you a little tour of the establishment, or would you just want?
That would be most agreeable.
Well, as you can see up on these walls, and she like gestures to all the weapons and the tools on the wall, we have many blades from all across the Vale that we've collected here, and they've all done great deeds. So Kafra, I'm sure you've heard of, and she walks up to this sort of like jagged blade, Tendrils Fang dagger. He was a young Lakafa, so
Has Babette heard of it?
do a history check.
Oh, it's funny going from Greta's character sheet with -1 history to +6 for that. 15.
Yeah, Babette, he was like, he's actually quite a big hero of Lakafa. He used to hunt basilisks.
Ooh.
Lakafa aren't usually known for their combat prowess, but this guy really like subverted the form, as it were.
Yes, he is very good.
Yes, and he crafted these daggers, which are coated in the venom of the acidic basilisk. So no touching that one.
Very well.
Well, and of course, and she walks up to this massive great axe which is hanging on the wall. A bit of a. Well, are you a friend of the Ascendancy or not?
God, what would we best say to that? I think he just wants to remain neutral while he's in Vasily. I think it's Vasily Appholtz as well, I realised. Whilst he's in Vasily's mode, he's gonna be very kind of like neutral, so he'd just be like,
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Excellent. This great axe is probably the most grand thing in here, other than our adventurers, of course. But Braxton's great axe is a notable paragon. You know how powerful they are, but historically a great traitor to the Ascendancy. And he used this axe to save many Flame Ganassi in a small crusade when they tried to take back the Hemstone Isle as they were retreating. It is beautiful.
It sounds fantastic. What do you think, Sing Song?
Well, it does look rather good, but I suspect it matters whose hands it's in, and well, I'm more of a rapier man myself.
Quite.
Well, you may be interested in this little object, and she points up this rapier that's made from clockwork. This was an experiment in the 3rd century of the Ascendancy. It's called a clockwork rapier. It's Mr. And she looks at Sing Song. He's like, no, but it looks rather fancy, doesn't it, boss?
Yes, very fancy.
Anyway, well, do you want to? Well, should I round up those looking for work?
Yes, please do. I will conduct interviews over there.
He points.
My name is Nerali, by the way.
Thank you, Morali.
And Sing Song's like, my name's Geyser. It's a pleasure to meet you. And this is Vasily.
Yes, Vasily Appholtz.
She like claps her hands. She's like, come along, girls. Let's show them what we've got and all that. And walking up to you are they're all Aquan women. One of them looks more rough and tumble. You'd guess she's probably got a sort of sailor vibe about her.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like this.
Cool.
Another one who seems to be more martial in nature. She looks very young, maybe a bit inexperienced.
It's okay. Babette can work with that. Okay.
And then someone who, unlike all the others, she isn't adorned in she's not adorned in armor. But she seems to have like quite a lot of tools around, like on a tool belt that she's got.
Ooh.
And well, you may we're all looking for work here, so why don't you do your pitch and we'll see what we've got, or what do you get, or what do you got, or yes.
Yeah, so Babette explained the whole situation to them in very kind of terms where he doesn't actually describe the job, but just makes it sound like it's the most amazing thing ever, and more about like sort of pressing on the whole loyalty and you're joining a team, and but he's also kind of pushing towards Miss Apatra to make a decision on this one, because he's like, he wants her to sort of have more of a hand in picking her own team. Considering that he already is like,
I want little nub. He's on my team.
and then they've got the Air Ganassi guy, so there's like 2 more people we need, so, but or 1 more because the other guys, he told Gylfi to go get another 1 more, so
yeah.
Hepatra
Okay.
should at least get to pick one person on their team.
This
So-
person looks like a My Little Pony, and it makes me laugh.
She isn't up for sale. Well, I guess you could ask her if you wanted, but
Oh,
It's
the
not
old
much.
Davy special. This person is cool.
so
Person is-
so this one here, she looks far more martial. She's got armor on, but she looks very inexperienced. She looks very rough and tumble, like a bit like a pirate or a sailor. And this one doesn't appear to be wearing anything of a martial nature.
Okay. Well, Hepatra doesn't think she has the confidence to choose one of these, to choose anyone for the team.
Mm-hmm. What would she say to Babette?
Like, I don't know who's best. You choose. They're your team.
But you will be leading them into battle.
Which one's the one that Babette said about?
I want Little Nub. I'm taking this guy with me, but the rest of the gang, they got 2 other people, so you get to choose the last one, so you might as well choose someone you can trust.
So this one here would she'd be like, I'm always looking for adventure. I've been practicing ever since I left for PDF.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't hire her then. Bet won't like X PDF in Miss Hepatra's links.
I'm letting
this
you
person
decide
looks cool.
regardless.
If you asked her what she did, she'd say she used to be a merchant, and she knows how to steer a ship, but she doesn't have much. She's not very combat minded.
Okay.
But one thing she does mention is if you have any loot, she'd be able to offload it quite quickly because she knows people.
Okay. It's fine. I'll just sell it all to Babette. Then about this person.
She would be very haughty. She'd be doing a lot of swishing around of her rapier, trying to show off her skills. She shows you like a few magic tricks which she can do, mainly like prestidigitation, like card tricks, and she'd be like moving things off tables with it. If you wanted to see her abilities, she'd be very agile. Like she could balance on stools, she could jump around.
Okay. Not her then. I don't think. Be this person.
She steps forward and she's like, "Are you sure? Like, I'm not sure how great I'll be in a fight."
Find out. Later.
My name's Meredith, and I have a boat called the Sugar Urchin. I don't know if that could be of any help to you.
It would be a great help. It is a pleasure to have you on board, Meredith. Meredith is really hard to say in Hepatra's voice.
She would only cost 50 GP, and she wouldn't try and haggle. No, 50 pearls, and she wouldn't haggle.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I'm guessing the reason behind this is Hepatra wouldn't like the other one because she'd be like, oh, I don't need someone judging me any more than I'm already being judged. And the other one, Babette won't want her in it because she was in the PDF. So it's got to be that person.
So she'd look quite surprised, and this one would be like haughtily like scoffing and like just go back to her table like in a bit of a mood. She looks a bit more crestfallen that she didn't like get picked to go on an adventure, but she seems very happy that she's been brought along.
Oh, now I feel bad. want to take first two, not the haughty woman.
These two.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yes,
was pretty
that way.
cheap. Could always get two on board for the price of one.
I suppose it can't hurt to have extra hands.
Well, you know what they say, boss? 2 hands are better than 1.
Yeah, they got 4 hands as well, so that's even better. That's like 4 times the fun.
Yeah, and this woman would not be charging much either. Only 75 pearls.
Excellent.
Yeah, and when you pick her, she's like, "Oh, thank you, I won't let you down!"
See that you do not, or Vasily will not be pleased.
And you won't like him when he's angry.
Yes, I get very angry.
Don't worry, I'll do what you say. Yeah. So these two,
Hmm?
125 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sing Song will be like, well, that was easy.
Well, don't say touch wood, of course.
Ooh, and then I think I'll end the session there with those 2 picks because I am really tired.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
You.
I'm getting quite
Yeah,
sleepy as well.